Good afternoon, Impulse Traders. It is 4 p.m. Central Standard Time on May 27, 2011. The Forex markets are now closed, and I am Dan Hussey bringing you our ImpulseTraders.com daily and week-ending update. These videos can be found for subscribers at ImpulseTraders.com. It is one of a series that we do for our subscribers, and I hope you enjoy and get a lot out of it. We have been concentrating on the Eurodollar this week almost entirely in our strategy updates. The reason being is I feel personally went through kind of a funk there in my trading. We didn't take huge losses, but we've taken a lot of little knife jabs, and those don't they add up, but they don't feel good and get you down. So you have to, I like to step back, go back to my core, and start over again and try to find out where we are. So in doing so, this is my primary and my favored weekly wave count right now, where we are in an impulse higher from the 80-cent lows and had completed a wave 3 of this impulse higher at the $1.60 highs, which leaves us in an extended fifth wave that could potentially go all the way up based on our measured move analysis and trend analysis to the 178.50 area. That target is, in theory, it's been confirmed. And when I say that, I mean on a weekly time frame, we've never held a 50% short from our high of the 160 high. We've broken it twice now. And now we're actually holding above a 50% retracement level from the $1.60 highs to our 2010 lows at the 118 level. We're holding above effectively 50% of this range, which to me says bulls are kind of in control here and remain in control. As bearish as people may be on the EU, Elliott wave kind of tells you that everyone's bearish all the way up on a trend until the very top, until that last, until the high, we reverse, and then all of a sudden people become bullish, and retail investors end up being on the wrong side of the equation all the time. So being a total contrarian of what the world is saying about the euro and etc., we continue to press higher. I don't have an argument with me over this. Have an argument with the market and where price is holding. So from the 80 lows to the 60 highs, we held that 50% retracement on a weekly time frame, which leads me to believe we're still targeting the 178.50 figure on a weekly trend basis. So knowing that, we'll drill down now and we'll take a look at things closer and to see where we are. This wave count was actually found by MotiveWave. Now, I did the wave count earlier, and MotiveWave released this new feature where they break down the fractals for you, and I'll show you how it automatically decomposes in a moment. But this match, it did a very good job and matched my primary thoughts, so it's become my primary wave count. All I had to do for MotiveWave to do this was supply that first wave, that first, what I believe we're going higher in, and allowed it to decompose one fractal level or two fractal levels. Here we have it decomposed actually to 3 fractal levels. But that being said, I just decomposed the second fractals once more. We'll move down to a daily time frame here in a moment. But again, holding this 50% retracement at the 121 lows, really, I mean the 118 lows, but it was the 121 figure that held, and we failed to get a weekly close below. Holding below that figure didn't validate, but it gave bulls the opportunity to run to the 178 target, which is where they're now targeting. So now let's move down to a daily chart. Okay, so primary in the daily, we finished at wave 4. Pretty clear 3-wave structure, and A, B, C down. We have since then, in this move higher, and we'll take a look at the trend moves in a moment, and we've done videos and you've seen these in the past, so I don't even need to tell you, but we've been holding measured moves and trend continuation levels up ever since the 118 lows. There's nothing bearish, in my opinion, about this move yet until the market tells us and breaks key levels, like that 139 level we were looking to trade and eventually break, so far we're holding above our bearish bullish lines in the sand. So while above 139, really above 136, we're bullish. We can take counter trend trades, in other words, try to fade a B or a wave 2 in this counter trend down. But the trend on the weekly time frame is up. And now the trend on the daily time frame was confirmed up, and we'll take a look at that measured move that held recently in a moment. I tweeted this last night, but or the chart of it last night, but so far we seem to be heading up impulsively. Currently, I have us in a 1-2 count higher, or well, really not 1-2 yet. We're still in that wave 3 higher, so we could potentially now break out really hard here and break 2010, 11, and go to test 2008 highs. Well, I guess 2009, 10 highs. You could count that 151 level that we sold off from. Nevertheless, it can be counted impulsively, and I don't see any reason why not to. It's really interesting, though, that this wave 2 and this wave 4 so far, the fractal, if you break it down in terms and think of it in terms of fractals, they're very similar, where you had that elongated wave A, and where waves B and C were actually quite tight, and we have that same pattern playing out in multiple time frames. You see this same kind of development where you have the long A wave and a much smaller C wave on its way up. That's in Elliott wave, or in I guess just nature, fractals tend to do that. Every time you move down or fall off from a level, you sometimes get some symmetry or identical patterns playing out at different levels of fractals, and it's kind of a complex idea, but it's there. So can definitely count this impulsively higher. I think we're now going into an extended fifth wave of wave 3 of wave 5. So we're in larger degree wave 3 of 5 up. And currently, I guess before we go too far into the wave structures, let's take a look at the measured moves. I want to take a look at the measured moves because they're going to help us determine what wave structure we are seeing. Reason being is Elliott wave is great, right? Elliott wave is great for being a map. You don't know a wave structure is right until it is, right? A 3-leg move here can easily become a 5-leg move. Or, this looks like 1, 2, 3 legs up. Well, this 3 legs up could potentially extend and become 5 waves. It happens all the time. It's what makes markets difficult, and it's what tricks most people. So I like to use what I call trends and measured moves and other technical indicators. I apologize. Looks like my chart doesn't want to really doesn't want to move up here for me. This is interesting. There we go. Okay, so from the weekly time frame, again, we held that big 50% retracement, and we saw that. We counted that as a wave 4. You could count it as a wave 2 too, but I'm going to be a little more